Okay. Yes.
Hi, everybody. Do we have people on here? No? Just person engaged. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Who is the first person on? I want to see who that is.
KZ Arts.
Thank you, KZ Art, for joining us today.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining. Hi, Basola. Hi, Osase.
Thank you for joining us.
Oladimeji.
Who is that?
That's
Hey,
Basola.
you.
Hi,
Thank
Fulu.
you. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're happy to have you. Let's wait a little bit for more people
Let's
to
wait
join.
for a bit. Hi, Kim.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, wow. There's a good number already.
Yeah.
But I think we'll wait.
I think we should just gist. Let's just gist while we wait for others to join. I promise. It's going to be an exciting session. That's for sure. And let's just talk about investments in general. Let's talk about. What's bringing us here? What's investment all about? Why should we invest?
Our journey into investment.
Yes, or maybe not our journey into investment. Our journey into investment in general. Our journey into equity investments.
I think I agree. I agree that that's more appropriate for the topic of the conversation today.
Hi, Dami.
Hi. Why Juliana and I give you guys a little backstory into our equity investment journey? Please leave yours in the comment section. I'm really interested in seeing if you have any equity investment experiences or story. We would love to see it. If you have anything holding you back, please leave it in the comment section. We would like to see them all. Juliana, you want to give us your...
Okay, so my equity investment journey, prior to being a portfolio manager, presently I'm a fund manager. I was a research analyst, and what do we do then? Write reports, analyze stocks, give recommendation, and the likes. Right. So then I was exploring the equity space bit by bit, just come in a bit, go out, go in and go out. But the journey into entering fund management space and all of that, and now I have to manage fund on behalf of clients. The volume is different, the experience is different. Now you actually need to trade with a huge sum of money, and sometimes you see how much you're able to make for some clients, and you're like,
I'm sleeping
out this. Wow. No, we have to make this money together. Right. So from there I started getting the inspiration to say, you know what, beyond just coming in and going out bit by bit, just go all in into this equity space and enjoy the benefits that this market has to offer. And trust me, it has been amazing. Right. Maybe let's not even talk about this year, because everything this year has been really, really good. So yes, it was a very amazing experience. Having to choose what equity to go for. I already have the fundamental understanding on equities. Selecting what stock is good, what stock is bad, and all of that. So yeah, all of those knowledge helped me in it's helping me presently in my personal investing. Amazing. So yes, it has been very rewarding. Tolani, what's your story?
Similar to yours.
And before Tolani gives my story, I want to see at least one person's story. Somebody should have explored the equity space so far.
Give us a story. Hi, Cassandra. Thank you for joining.
Hi everyone. A lot of people have joined so far.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of people.
Thanks for joining.
We appreciate you taking out the time.
Yeah. So Tolani, just
to my investment or break into investment. Yes. All right. Prior to being a fund manager myself, like Juliana, I dabbled in a little bit. Just one leg in, one leg out. Have a generic theoretical knowledge of the equity space. But I never really committed myself fully into it, or putting my weight behind it or committing my funds fully into it. Until I became a PM. Like Juliana said,
what's your PM, Tolani?
Portfolio manager.
Don't stress us,
sorry,
please.
But Juliana became a portfolio manager.
All right.
Sorry. And that kind of opens your eyes to the endless amount of possibilities that is in the equity market, don't it? And that was when I actually started putting my weight and my money behind it. And there's only one feedback. I wish I started sooner. Right? Mm-hmm. Now is the time. We understand that the equity space might be daunting because of the amount of risks involved. But clearly, they had the rates, they had the return. That's investment 101, right?
Exactly.
And now is the time to start. Now that you have not too many commitments, because the farther out you go in life, the more less likely you're willing to take risks.
And you know the interesting thing is, our investment space, most of the people making a lot of these trillions and all of that, they are the older rich men.
I know.
So what are the youths doing?
Yes, I know. That's true. Now that you say so. Actually, that's correct.
I mean, I have to say, considering the macroeconomic space, considering, inflation has been increasing consistently, almost 30%. And somebody on this life will tell me all their savings is in the savings account.
Yeah, right.
Fixed deposit is better. Some people, they're never getting any return on their savings. Please, if you are part of that, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You need to explore the opportunities in the investment space.
Okay, somebody said sorry. Okay, I don't know if that is to ginger people that are investing or we're not loud enough. Somebody tell us if we're audible. Someone is like, please leave in the comment section if we're audible enough for you.
Okay, I'm not sure anybody's complaining yet. Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying, try to explore the opportunities in the investment space. I mean, the macroeconomic condition is not very.
Your namesake is on.
Okay.
June Julie.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for that. Okay, so the investment space, the macroeconomic space rather, is not very favorable to us right now. And inflation is going up. Dollar is very volatile.
Right.
In the midst of all this, some of us don't have businesses that we're doing, but we still want side income. We want, one side hustle and the likes. A good side income can be investing in something that is very productive and making your money grow, no matter how small it is. And then it's when you start with the little you have now. By the time you have some people will say, no, I don't have so much yet to invest. Is it the 10,000 naira or 100,000 naira in my bank account that I want to use to start investing? Start with that 100,000 naira. When you start building that habit now, it becomes a lifestyle.
Correct.
Right? And now you're exposing yourself to opportunities, to information and the like. So by the time you even when the money comes in, it's very easy for you to start exploring those opportunities.
That is correct. So, you're absolutely right. I think we're also live on YouTube, right? Yes. So if you have any question on YouTube or Instagram, please leave them in the comment section. We'll take them as we go. So can this be termed a silent side hustle? Absolutely, 100%. By the end of this life, you would see that it doesn't matter how much or how little you have, investment is actually for everybody. I think you take that away by the end of the day. All right, we have enough people to actually officially start. I think we should start with an introduction of who we are. Juliana.
All right, so I'm Juliana Ogunkoya, a portfolio manager at Veristem Securities Limited, and here's my colleague,
Kalani Adegumi, also a portfolio manager. We are also, some people refer to as the money manager, the fund manager, whatever they say for you. Yes. We are basically your money manager, portfolio managers. That's correct. That's who we are. That's one of the many titles. Fund managers, such and such. And that's some period. Cassandra, I agree with you. That's some period. The fund managers are Veristem Wealth, one of the subsidiaries of Veristem Securities.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's not digress too much. Let's go into the main matter of today,
right?
Which is we intend to talk to you about, or let you know, or inform you about the equity mutual fund and the ETF. I understand some people, might not want to just invest in equities, just pick a stock, or you might be finding it difficult to say, which stock do I want to invest in?
Right.
I'm not sure I want to just put my money in one stock and all of that. That's why we're here. The alternatives. So if you can't just outrightly invest in equity by yourself, we are here to help you to diversify or try other option of exposing yourself to equity. Maybe not
equity market.
Exactly. Not like you're selecting yourself. We are going to be the one selecting for you and the likes. So let's start with equity mutual fund. So if you're wondering, what's this girl talking about? Now you're scratching my brain. What is equity mutual fund? So okay, let's say for example, we have a group of friends.
Right.
I have Tolani, myself. Now let me see.
That's a
There's Toby Soft. So let's say I have 100,000 naira. Tolani has 50,000 naira. Toby Soft has let's say 50,000 naira too. Let me look for another name. Akitunde has 20,000 naira. And Cassandra has, let's say 10,000 naira. Cassandra decided to say, you know what, I want to invest in equity, or maybe all of us want to invest in equity, but we're like, we don't want to invest in just one equity. I mean, my 100,000 naira, I can decide to buy a few stock, but I don't know which ones to buy. Tonani wants to invest with her 50,000 naira. Maybe she wants to buy like 5 or maybe few stock, but she also doesn't know what to buy. Cassandra with her money, whose name did I mention? I mentioned Toby Soft. Toby Soft is not sure what to buy in equities. The Akitunde too is confused. So we're like, okay, since we don't know what to buy, what can we do? So we pull our funds together and we're like, you know what? Let's trust the fund manager. Yes, we know a fund manager that's been has been managing fund and giving very good return over the past few years. Let's trust our fund with this person. Let's give it to them, manage it, give us the return at the end of the day. So we pull this fund together, give it to the fund manager, and the fund manager said, you know what? Stress no more. We're going to solve all your problem. And the fund manager takes this fund. So let's say all this funds together makes 200,000 naira. And the fund manager invests the fund in a mutual fund. So in a mutual fund, you have like several equities. In the equity mutual fund, rather, you have like several equities. And these equities, the fund manager carefully selected them based on different criteria. For example, it can be revenue, maybe companies that sustained revenue growth for the past 10 years. Companies that sustained dividend payments for the past 10 years, companies that sustained very good earnings position. Companies that consistently rewarded investors with good return over the past few years. And the fund manager selects some of the stocks across different sectors, bring them together, and distributes this 200,000 naira across these several stocks. Right? That's like a mutual fund. So you're pulling funds together to invest as one. So for the equity mutual fund, we have several equity investments in one. We manage together. And at the end of the day, the return with Tunde's 10,000 naira, Akintunde's 10,000 naira, it has 50% return. With my own 100,000 naira, I have 50%. Everybody's having equal return, right? Because the fund manager was able to intelligently select equities that would give very rewarding return at the end of the day. So I hope you understand. Right. I hope you understand the
Actually,
basics.
You broke it down so simple.
Exactly.
I feel like everybody would understand. These questions, they're not scrolling. Can we see? Okay. Does everybody get what we're trying to say?
I hope you understand.
If there's any question, please put that in the comment section below. Juliana, what's the official definition? What would you say is the official definition in that case?
Of mutual fund. So mutual fund is a fund that is managed by a professional and mainly contains equities. I mean, that's just it. Let's not go into ridiculous grammar. So basically, I mean, a fund manager managing equities, that's just mutual fund. Right? So we're saving you the headache of having to select stock by yourself.
We see more and more people joining you. Thank you. We see you. Working high on me. Thank you. Julie June, you're commenting back to back. I appreciate that energy. Thank you so much. Are there fixed returns?
So for equities, they're not fixed return. Correct. But for fixed income instruments like commercial paper, before you invest in the commercial paper, you know how much return you'll get. For example, there was some Dangote commercial paper recently with 50% return. With fixed deposit, you have fixed return. But for equities, there's no fixed return. Equities works with the market dynamics, right? So, I mean, a lot has happened this year. That's why, before you even invest in equities, it is very good for you to have some level of knowledge of how the market works.
Right.
I mean, market is going up. Oh, why is it going up? Market is coming down. Why is it coming down? Some things happened this year that affected equities positively, right? But if you understand, you're following the economic news, and you go to the market now, you see what is happening, you can see how the market activity is impacting equity position. So equity does not have a fixed return. However, for companies that deliver value, like I said, I told you, fund managers select equities based on certain criteria. So when all the stocks meet certain criteria, they fit into the equity mutual fund. So we're expecting them to deliver value. Okay, so
I see another question.
There is, let me finish this one. Okay, so there is we have research analysts, right, that work on reports, writing, valuing companies, right? So they give us a perspective as to, okay, this company can deliver 10% by the end of this year, can deliver 100%. So it's not guaranteed, but they valued that this company can deliver this much value by the end of the year. So that guides your decision making and direction on what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's at this point that you introduce the saying, the higher the risks, the higher the reward.
Exactly.
The risks, in a way, can be measured by the level of certainty, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we said at the start of this podcast, investment into equity can be a little bit risky, and that's where we come in as fund managers.
Yeah.
And part of the risk again is that we cannot determine return before the start of the at the start of the investment.
Exactly.
We move with the market dynamics.
So somebody is asking, are all mutual funds equity based? No.
No.
We have money market mutual fund and we have equity mutual. Money market mutual fund focuses on money market instruments, right? Like commercial paper and fixed deposit.
Marisol also recently launched a fixed income mutual fund.
Yes, we also have a fixed income mutual fund. So they are like different mutual fund. Definitely it's not only equity. We have both we have several mutual funds basically. There are equity, there are fixed income, there is money markets and the like. So it depends on your risk appetite too. So if you are such that you are not sure you have the appetite to come to your portfolio and see maybe negative return one time or the other, just go to fixed deposit where you know, like for example that question someone asked earlier, if you are fixed return, just go to fixed maybe fixed income mutual fund or money market mutual fund where you know your return is guaranteed, right? But for equity, like Tolani said earlier, the higher the risk, the higher the return. If you are willing to take risk, then you should be able to body the risk.
Before the end of this one, I would also touch briefly on the return, year-to-date return on some of these funds that we're discussing in this live session to demonstrate the answer to some of the questions that we see there. So with regards to return and capital potential, none of that is set in stone. However, your professional fund managers are here to mitigate risks on your behalf, are here to maximize value for you. So please stick with us to the end of this session. You will get answer to some of the questions I've repeatedly seen with regards to risks and return, the dynamics, right?
Yeah.
So let us briefly also discuss what the
ETF is all about. I mean, we talked about equity mutual fund.
Right.
I'm sure you'll be interested in understanding what's ETF.
Right.
What does it stand for? ETF knows everything. Giving me a please shed more light.
ETF is exchange traded fund.
Okay.
It basically means that it's a fund that you can trade on the exchange floor, right? What are ETFs in this case? They are a collection on the exchange floor. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, for instance.
Right.
You can ask your broker to buy for you, or if you have an app like our Ameritrade that allows you to change on the exchange floor by yourself, you can trade, buy and sell. Say what price you want to sell, say what price you want to buy, and if you have a willing buyer or a willing seller, as the case may be, you will match and then you exchange value, right? So it's that simple. That's later on when we're discussing similarity and differences, we'll highlight this in more details. But basically, an ETF is an investment scheme that seeks to track I'm trying to break this down simply. That seeks to track the performance of a particular index, right? What's an index? An index is a basket of investments categorized by similar characteristics. So you can have a fixed income index,
okay.
You can have a commodity index. In this case, we're tracking specific index in the equity space. Right, so value, Meristem we have the value and the growth ETF that consists of value and growth stock. So what this means, let me liken it to a fruit salad. Okay. That's an analogy I've heard a lot.
Sounds like something we would like to hear.
Yes, let me liken it to a fruit salad. Currently, I said we have two, value and growth. Mm-hmm. So let me say value is the fruit salads that targets your skin concerns, and growth is the fruit salads that target immunity concerns. Right. We have several fruits that fit into either or both of these categories. Our job as a fund manager is to source them for you, be up to date on any new researches, new updates, new fruits in and out of season, and not just source and combine this thing for you. We also combine them in the most optimal ratio, right? One strawberry, 2 oranges, or 2 strawberry, 2 oranges to deliver optimal value to you. So our job as a fund manager, or as your ETF fund manager, is to select these stocks carefully, put them into an ETF, and then you can buy units of those. Why buy units of ETF when I can go to the exchange and buy the stock myself, you would say? We are, like I said, we've researched and we're leveraging on our professional skills, background, knowledge, database that we have to make optimum decisions with regards to the volume of each fruit that should be in this fruit salad. We are up to date on what fruit is in and out of season. We are up to date on the optimum unit or amount of fruit that should be in your fruit salad. It's also our job to know whether there's this new exotic fruit or there's this new findings that this particular fruit now, has benefits for your skin. So if you're targeting your skin's concern, it's our job as a fund manager to know all these fruits and the right proportion of them and sell you this fruit salad. Now that would save you the trial and error. That would save you the money of going to buy this fruit in large proportion. That will save you the time. That will save you the pain. That would also help you actually with both mutual funds and ETF to leverage volume, right? You recall when Juliana said you collect funds and you buy big because we have smaller amounts of funds. ETF in a way also exposes you to several stocks that are within this ETF. Recall I said ETF can be likened to fruit salad. So that within this fruit salad, this several fruits, you have exposure to that. And that is what basically ETFs and mutual funds are. Juliana, did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. Please let us know if you're following this
somebody
section.
likes the fruit analogy. Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So basically, you can trade our ETFs on the Nigerian exchange platform, and you can for the mutual fund rather, you can buy the mutual fund on our Wealth Body app. Don't worry, we're still going to put you through how to purchase. So you might be wondering, what are these similarities between the ETF and the equity mutual fund? Number one, they are managed by a qualified fund manager. Right. I mean, somebody that has the know-how to select the right proportion of stock into into a portfolio that will give a favorable return to investors. Another one is the fact that the both of them, aside from the fact that you're going to generate capital appreciation prospects, there's also the aspect of dividend payments. At the end of the year, we're going to reward our investors there. Wow, thanks for trusting us. We're going to reward you to pay dividend at the end of the year. Aside from the fact that, like I said, you have capital appreciation prospects, there's also dividend payment prospects. Right. And there's also the aspect of, I think I'm forgetting something. I think I already mentioned I mentioned capital appreciation,
and then
dividend and it is managed by a professional. So you might also be wondering, what are the differences between the ETF and also the mutual fund? But I think before we move, we have some questions.
I saw one first. I took that down. Somebody said, does ETF contain stock alone? Depends on the ETF that you're buying. Meristem Value and Meristem Growth contain stocks alone that are growth stock and value stocks. So it depends on what you're subscribing to. Recall at the start of this podcast, we did illustrate that it tracks an index, and an index can be a combination of whatever in assets that have similar characteristics, right? Yes. It could be bond, it could be whatever, but we are offering you value and growth stock in our ETFs. Yeah. Somebody also did say, what determines the price? I really like that question. The price is determined on the exchange by the power or the force of
demand and supply.
Correct. However, the amount that an investor is willing to pay for this equity is also determined by the value, the movement of the stocks within this equity, within this fund, the ETF. So obviously, if there's an upward trend in the value index, you naturally expect that someone will pay more for a value ETF. If there's an upward trend in the growth ETF, you expect that people will want to pay more for the growth ETF. Yeah. So it's the demand of supply, the force of demand and supply. However, the value of the individual stock contained within this ETF also influences the amount that people are willing to pay and pay for each unit. I think we're streaming live on YouTube. Do you have any questions?
All right, so there's one question. It said, how do I know the return on the ETF? Does it have to do with the bid or offer price?
Correct, yes.
So yes, the ETF, it has to do with the bid and offer price. The price at the start of the year is definitely not the price now. We should talk about the return, or should we just give them the return now?
Just so fast. Wait to the end. I really want to know the return to the end.
So I mean, wait till the end, and you would know how much you would have earned if you had started investing at the start of the year in either the ETF or the mutual fund.
Yeah,
can I choose what stock I want in my ETF? No, you can't.
Unfortunately, no.
So, instead of you choosing what stock
that's
you
why
want, that means you have the expertise to just
to
invest
actually
in,
create a fund.
just invest in equities straight up instead of investing in what do they call it? Investing in mutual fund or ETF. If you have like solid know-how, okay, I'm very confident that this stock is going to do so well this year. You can just, head on to our Ameritrade platform.
Correct.
And buy whatever stock you want. That's another way to expose yourself to equities.
So basically, just to clarify, you cannot choose the stock that goes in your ETF. We already pre-did that for you. We're selling you, like I said, it's our job to know the fruit salad analogy again. It's our job to know what goes in what and in what volume and what sizes they go in there to deliver optimum value to you. And then we only offer you like a cup of the fruit salad, say per day, for you to purchase. And so it's our job to do that part for you. We do all that grunt work for you. The ratio that we should go in or what stock we go in there. We balance twice a year. I don't know if you've mentioned that.
No. So I think now we should talk about the differences between the ETF and the mutual fund.
Right. So the mutual fund, let me start with that, is actively managed. Actively managed in the sense that your fund managers trade actively on what stock is contained in your mutual fund. When we come into work, we see what the market is doing, we do our analysis, we see our forecast, we liaise with our research team, and we make decisions based off of that. What do I buy? What do I sell? What do I hold? And then the aim is to maximize value for investors or for people that have funds in the mutual fund.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is the ETF is passively managed. It's rebalanced twice a year. So after we've done our research in January to determine what fruit are in season, what fruit are good for your skin concern or your immunity concerns, and we include them in this ETF. We are in the market, being aware of the changes, being aware of the price changes, the trend changes, the new economic updates or whatever. And in the case of the fruit, the new fruits that are going to be in season, or a new research that determines whether or not a fruit is now good for your skin. And then we put that in mind for the next rebalancing that happens half year in June, July. So your the ETF is rebalanced in January and June to bring you up to speed, to make sure that the combination that we have is still optimal, or to bring it to an optimal speed. That happens twice a year. Did I miss a question?
Yes, someone is asking, good presentation, thank you. What are the ETF under Meristem? So we have the Meri Value, which is MERI Value ETF, and the Meri Growth, MERI Growth ETF. So you can find these two ETF on the exchange.
Right.
Just go to the exchange. You can buy as much volume as you want, or if you have any difficulty on how to engage with this platform, you can reach out to us, and we would help you with buying how much volume you want.
Right. Did we mention we pay dividend? You did that.
I mentioned yes, like we pay dividend
on both
the funds. I'm seeing another question. I saw Stanbic ETF on your trade platform. Please, how do I need to buy units? How many minimum units?
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're asking me how to buy Meristem's ETF.
So we're talking about
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're asking me how to buy the Meri Value and the Meri Growth.
So it's Meri Value, Meri.
When you download our Ameritrade on your iOS, or we have a web version as well. You sign up to documentation. You have any challenges with that, please reach out to us. We'll help you on board smoothly. And then you can begin to say, like we mentioned at the start of this presentation, you can begin to trade by yourself on the floor of the exchange. You just go on there and submit your quote. Quote is how much you're willing to buy, the units you're willing to buy, and the amount you're willing to pay for it. There's an indicative amount on there when you go there every day. There's an indicative amount of what you should be asking to pay for it based on the previous trade prices, and there's an indicative amount of what you're supposed to be selling it for based on the previous trade prices. You can set your prices reasonably within those limits. Oftentimes there's a willing buyer or a willing seller that will match your trade. So again, I think what that person is saying is they might also be expecting to see only Ameritrade on our platform. No, our platform actually gives you access. Our Ameritrade platform actually gives you access to the stock exchange as if you were a trader. So you see every stock exchange, every ETF that is listed on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on our platform, and you can buy and sell as the case may be. That's another very
This is a long question. ETF is passively managed. Can rebalancing be done by reducing the weight of each investment in the basket of investments due to performance of some outstanding
Who asked that
instruments.
question?
I mean, it sounds like Olakunle knows so much about it.
No, you probably got what we're saying.
Yeah,
We're either impacting knowledge or you really understand what ETF is, and I'm very, very impressed by that question.
Yeah.
So yes, when rebalancing, like I told you, in the space of the 6 months before the next rebalancing, it's our job to be in the market and be aware, right? Yes. And be up to date on what the economics happening is, movement in prices, and all of those things. So that is put in mind. The weighting is adjusted. So if there's a new fruit in season and we want to include that, we go on and do our research into what would be the appropriate weighting of each fruit that we're not putting in this portfolio for you for the next 6 months. So yes, when we're adjusting the weighting, we could buy more, sell more, include new fruits, remove an entire fruit, include a new fruit, or find out that there's a more optimal conversation, and include, a higher percentage of a certain fruit. Similar Consulting is saying,
do I get charged for using Meritage? Yes, I mean
there's a
transaction fee for each trade. And saying another person is asking, Baby M is asking, how do we reach out? I mean, you can send us a DM. You can reach out. You can send an email to Meristem, and we would respond to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, what I do otherwise is when I'm confused, if you can just type Meristem on LinkedIn, see anybody. We are a client-centric organization. I mean, I guarantee you, Instagram, anybody that has Meristem on their portfolio, LinkedIn, on Instagram,
or our website.
We're happy to help you. Reach out to us on our website. Call the numbers. Reach out via DM on this account that we're going live on, and somebody will promptly respond to you and direct you to the right resources for your question.
Okay, but that's been a long conversation so far. Let's digress a bit. I mean, we're talking about ETF, mutual fund. It's the Christmas season already. You're entering the new year. And most times when you're entering the new year, almost everybody's having New Year resolution. Oh, next year I want to go to the gym. I want to be very prayerful. So, I mean, your New Year resolution should be to start investing if you haven't started. If all your money is in savings accounts, please, your New Year resolution, make an attempt to start investing. And if everything we're saying about ETF to you, you're still very skeptical, like, I'm not sure I want to invest in equity. Meristem recently launched a dollar mutual fund. This would help you diversify your portfolio. You might be saying, I don't want to invest in Naira. I mean, dollar is very volatile. I don't know the future of dollar. You can take advantage of our dollar mutual fund. The return is very nice, very, very good return. And we also have, like I said, we have fixed income mutual fund. Also very, very, I mean, those are lower risk investments that are giving very good return. Yeah. And there's also money markets mutual fund. So there are several investment opportunities.
About fixed income mutual funds answers that question that somebody had at the start. Do we have guaranteed return, or do we have different
mutual fund?
Yeah. So again, going back to higher the risk, higher the reward, and risk can be measured by level of certainty. You are certain that your fixed income will give you, a reasonable amount of a certain bracket of income. Equity though is, we move with the market with this one. So they move with the market, and sometimes you're vastly in the money, like we've experienced this year, and then sometimes it falls short a little bit. But that is where your fund managers come in.
Okay, so basically your New Year resolution, number one, start your investment journey today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next year. Don't wait till 1st of January. Start the New Year resolution. If you have any question, reach out. I'm actually very sad that some people are not taking advantage of opportunities in the investment space. I mean, you might have fallen victim of scam or terrible investment in the past. That is why you should trust Meristem. We've been in this market for over 20 years. That's a lot for you to have. Don't have any doubts. Don't worry. There's no doubt. I trust Meristem. I've invested in Meristem, and they've helped my money grow over the years. Right. So we can help you start your investment journey with us. So I think now we should talk about, we should be rounding up anytime soon. We spent so much time with you guys. So let's just talk about the return. For the mutual fund, I'm happy to say the mutual fund has returned, the equity market mutual fund has returned 50%, or 51% year to date on the platform. So that means if you had invested, let's say 1 million naira at the start of the year, by now we should have like 1.5 million. And that's not all. That is not all. We are still going to pay dividend at the start of the year. Show me another investment that is better than that. So that's higher risk, higher return. you don't have the appetite for this much risk, just put a little money, or maybe just go for the fixed income path. But just to make sure what we are preaching here now is
diversification.
Ensure you are invested. Very, very important.
Fun question before I move on to the year-to-date performance of the ETF is: does anybody do this thing where you say you want to start something at the start of the new week, and then you slip up on the first day of the new week and you're like, I want to start on the first day of the new week, I'll start next week? If you do that, please indicate in the comment section. I'm really interested if it's just me who is dysfunctional in that regard. But start now, basically. Yeah. The point is start now. It's probably going to be New Year anyways by the time you fully decide how much you want to commit or whatever. Yeah. But reach out to us in our DM, send us an email on how to get started, and we'll put you right through it. Don't wait till January 1st.
I mean, before we end it, I think Olen should give us how much has ETF returned this year.
Right. So the growth ETF has returned over 50% year to date. That is, if you invested in January, you have grown your value by 50%. But wait for this, the value ETF has returned over 88% year to date. What that means, if you invested in the value ETF at the start of the year, you would have grown your money by over 88%. Isn't that amazing? And that goes back to the higher the risk, the higher the reward. We're not saying that we guarantee you a 88% year-to-date performance at the end of every year, or a 55% year-to-date performance at the end of every year. We move with the market. However, this should be an indication of exactly what we're talking about at the start of the live show. So thank you all so much for joining.
Thank you. I'm sure you've learned one or two things. You've learned one or two things during the course of the session, and I'm sure at the end of this session, you are running into our DM to make inquiries, to ask questions on how you can start your investment journey. And I'm very sure you are willing to start, because don't sleep on opportunities. How you put your money in bank account with no return? Please, please, start your investment journey with us.
Right.
Your money is safe. You are going to, there are countless opportunity to take advantage of.
We announced how much dividend we're paying. I saw that question on dividend. We announced how much dividend we're paying and the qualification date at the beginning of every year.
And Kim is saying this opportunity is open to everyone. Everyone in Nigeria, even those in diaspora. You have the opportunity to take advantage of this. You are in the UK, you are in Canada, you are anywhere. Reach out to us. We are going to help you.
Oluwafikwayami says she loves our energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Let me see.
Yes. Somebody asked, is the opportunity open to those in the diaspora? Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, how can I miss that? I'm so sorry. It is open. We have dollar investments, we have naira investments, we have several investments. So those in diaspora, anywhere you are, anywhere, I don't care wherever you are in the country, reach out to us. If the investment opportunity is open to you.
What are the minimum start for the investment packages? Lovely question. Lovely For the ETF, you can buy as little as a unit on the stock exchange floor, like I said. So the amount is limited to whatever price you're paying for a unit. But obviously, we expect that, or we advise you to buy more units. For the mutual fund,
a minimum of 1,000 units.
Correct.
So presently, a unit is about 17 naira. It started with like 10 naira or so. So like
10 naira.
But the money market mutual fund, you can start with a minimum of like 10,000 naira. So you don't need to have so much money to start your investment journey. Regardless of where you are, I don't care how much you have. Whatever. I started my investment journey when I was like. What was the collecting pocket money? When I was in school. So with 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira, whatever you have, just come to us. The most important thing is that you are building the habits right now.
Right.
Start building the habits. Exactly. So when you have that money, it's way easier for you to invest. Some people say, oh no, it's when I have money. When you have that money, responsibilities will come. You would want to spend the money. But when you have the habit of cultivated the habit of investing and diversifying and all of that, it's not going to be a problem. So thanks everyone.
Can we do it for minors? We can set up an account for minors on both the apps that you require to buy. So Wealth Body for the mutual fund, you have to download your Meritrade account or reach out to your stockbroking firm for the ETFs. However, we at Meristem can actually set up an infant or a minor account for you.
We have
both of those
trustees that can help with that. So yes, if you want something from a package for your family or whatever, we can help you.
For the equity mutual fund, how do I know the proportion of dividend due to me as an investor, since it's Alright, go on.
So I mean, for equity mutual fund, we pay the dividend based on how many units you have. So if you have 1,000 units and we're paying ₦1 per unit, that means ₦1 for each unit of equity you have. So if you have a million units, exactly, by the qualification date, once you qualify as an investor, you're holding the unit of a mutual fund, then you're qualified to get the dividend. I mean, I'm expecting you all to start investing. Like I said, if you're not very comfortable with equity, we already mentioned the dollar equity mutual fund, money market mutual fund, fixed income mutual fund, several investments. I can't even exhaust everything here. Just reach out to us and we'll give you our feedback.
Diaspora without BVN, is it possible?
Reach out to us, and
yes.
I mean our investments. The people in charge of our investments will give you feedback and see how they can help you through.
Right, just reach out to us. We will onboard you. Easy and small. There might be, peculiar cases, and then I'm sure we'll find some.
I'm sure maybe there are like alternatives they can make use of if they're not PPN.
All right.
Okay, so that brings us to the end.
We do not have any other questions, do we? I think that is it. Thank you all so much for joining. This was a very, very interactive section. We hope that you do not forget what you took away. We hope that you reach out to us in our DM to help you get started. We hope that you do not wait till January 1st. But thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
And compliment of the season.
Compliment of the season too. It's almost Christmas.
Right, we'll come back next year to ask how far
you've gone in your investment journey. Yeah. So have a lovely celebration, Christmas celebration. Thank you all so much for being with us. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Are you sure?
Yes. And
wait, I have to say before ending.
You guys did well though. You got